The only remaining viable route that is coherent across the piece is, in fact, the Polluter Pays Amendment, the draft of which has been prepared and had the scrutiny of top legal minds like Daniel Greenhalgh.
That this government effectively has declared war on the polluters. Everybody that has profited from this crisis is a polluter and they must pay.
I particularly welcome the proportionate approach to building safety, the polluter pays principle.
And also, as many bishops know, Steve Day. There's not a day goes by without Steve Day contacting me by some means or other. At any time of the day, I hasten to add, Steve Day has literally campaigned tirelessly on behalf of RAC residents, but come up with constructive ways in which we can strengthen the building safety bill.
To ensure that the polluter pays and not the taxpayer or the leaseholder.
And I'm well aware of the work that's being done by Steve Day, supported by many experts in bringing forward the Polluter Pays amendments. And my personal view as a humble minister is that we do need a building-by-building assessment of liability if we're going to ensure that the polluter pays. But that if you are a social developer that's had, particularly as you've had a subsidy to do the development, and you've made the same mistakes as a private developer, then the consequences should be the same. Of using special purpose vehicles, we're looking at how we deal with that particular issue. You do need to prepare the moment where you go to the Nuremberg trials, and you look at building by building who caused this mess and make sure that they pay for it. And we started that process with something called Operation Apex, which looked at who caused the problems in particular buildings, and we're getting some specific figures, and my right honourable friend got a series of forensic accountants to look at some of this stuff, and more work will be done in that regard. But I think that's very helpful advice. And these practices simply must stop. And in fact, by making the polluter pay and doing this at the individual building level, that is the way in which you can ensure that the quality of the buildings in the future will be far better than what we've seen in the last 30 years in this country.